Oh boy, here we go, Mr. Tone. You ready for 102, bro?
102.
Second episode in the third chapter of Upper Decker Podcast. That's going to be too hard to
Are
keep
we in the
track
second
of, bro.
century?
I don't know what we're doing, bro.
We're in the
to
second
be honest.
century of the Upper Decker Podcast.
Second century. I dig it. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. Hey, you know what existed in the second century? Maybe, I don't know.
Humans, maybe? Dinosaurs. T-Rexes. I don't think they existed in the second century, bro.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, that's like
Yeah.
1,800 years ago.
Yeah.
So I don't think that happened.
No, I think it was like billions of years ago. But
yeah, but you tried really hard, and
Thank
I'm
you.
so glad you brought the T-Rex out. I appreciate
maybe the
that.
second actual century, not second
AD.
AD. You know what I mean?
You're doing great, bro.
Thank you.
You're listening to the Upper Decker Podcast.
Welcome. It is episode 102 of the Upper Decker Podcast. I'm your boy, Ty.
I am your boy, Tone.
Our boy, Dan, is not here, so go tweet at him. Tell him he's a jerk. And the boys are back in town, baby.
Hey.
Yeah, like I said, Dan won't be here this week. No big deal. We'll talk shit on him, and we will talk shit on his terrible picks for the rest of the episode. How's that sound, Tone? What you think?
Yeah, I love that.
I love a defenseless little idiot we can just make fun of. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Absolutely. So here on episode 102, we've decided this season, instead of talking baseball every week, we're just going to do like a little monthly recap of, surprises, disappointments, good stories, best stories, whatever it may be, and we'll just go from there. Otherwise, we're going to do our drafts and all the fun shit. So this is officially the April recap. We're still going to hit some birthdays. We're going to do Tony Tone's dope name of the day, and then like I said, we'll get into we each have a biggest surprise of the season, a biggest disappointment, a favorite moment, and our each individual MVP fantasy player up to this point.
Yeah.
So we'll all kind of just sit here and talk about that a little bit and then let y'all go. But as of right now, dude, class is in session. Tone, you got a birthday for me, bro? Oh my God, my whole extra monitor just fell, bro.
You see that?
Wow.
Why did it happen as soon as I banged on my desk?
You did it, bro. Wow. Are you a wizard?
Wow.
Jesus.
That was pretty cool.
I hated it. I didn't like any of that.
Well, while you fix that, I'm going to get into some birthdays.
Yeah, I'm good. Go ahead, bro.
Mr. Marcus Stroman is 31 as of yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I like Stroman a lot. I feel bad he's struggling a lot so far with the Cubbies this year. He has almost as many runs allowed as he does strikeouts.
Oof, not good.
But there's plenty of time to turn that around, and I think he will. I mean, his track record, he's not in the like top tier. He might not even be in that second tier, but like he's a solid pitcher.
Right. I was gonna say he's not really known for striking people out anyways.
That's true.
But still, I mean, your first year in Wrigley, man, like it's gonna take some getting used to, I think.
Yeah.
Not to mention he's like the guy there now.
Right.
He's signed to that big deal. They don't really have anybody else to fall back on, so they're just like, "Hey, Stroman, this is yours, bro. We need you, bro."
But
yeah.
Fun fact, you like this one? You're a rap music fan.
I am a rap music fan.
So is Marcus Stroman.
I did know this. Okay.
You did. Okay.
Very much so.
Yes. Okay. I didn't. And he's worked with rapper Mike Stud, who I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who that is.
I do.
Okay. I figured you would. That's why I put it in here. So, he's also launched his own clothing line.
HDMH, dude.
HDMH.
I know.
Which stands for.
I forget. Tell me.
Height doesn't measure heart.
That's right.
I think we should come out with a line. Oh no, that doesn't sound right. That sounds like something else. Size doesn't.
Oh my God. Size doesn't measure heart, baby. Shaking my damn head. SM. Oh, SDMH. That sounds like a
BD.
drug, bro.
Let's not come up with any acronyms. That's a bad idea.
I'm already doing it, so you just keep talking. I'm
All
gonna
right,
keep thinking.
you start thinking of them. That's what I was hoping for, is to get you on a roll. But,
Thanks, buddy.
all right, let's go to our Tony Tones dope name of the day. and
FDMC.
birthday. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
FDMC. Faces don't measure cuteness.
Hey,
It's all in the heart, baby boy.
It's all in the heart. This will get you bricked up.
Oh, hey, Brick Smith. Look at that.
Oh, brick, dude.
Look at that guy, dude.
He is bricked. He's a brick house, as they say.
A Brick Smith house, dude.
He was. There's not even much to say about him. It was a real week. A week.
A week in the
It was a
Tony
week,
Tones
week.
dope name.
Yeah, because I got to go with the birthdays. I don't want to just pick a random player.
Right.
Not a whole lot of dope names of the birthdays this week. So we went with Brick Smith, first baseman for Seattle. He is 63 today. Happy birthday, Brick.
Wow, happy birthday, Brick.
He only played in 9 Major League Baseball games, batted 111 with 2 singles and a ribby.
Couldn't do much better than that. Got in, did his art, and got out.
Yep.
I love it.
That's about it. So
Also, those Mariners hats are kind of slept on. I don't know why. I love them a lot.
mhm.
Like the blue and yellow, just the plain ass yellow S up there.
Blue and yellow are just solid colors. Like
I agree.
any blue and yellow uniform that I can think of, I'm a fan of.
Yeah. Well, that uniform can kind of kick rocks. I don't give a shit about that. But the hat is tight.
I like that.
Maybe they could have done something better with the M's on the ball.
But I like the trim on the sleeves.
I like the trim on the sleeves as well, and a little
Mhm.
V-neck, letting that hamburger meat hang out up there. Oh, dog.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. I love it.
100%.
All bricked up for Brick Smith, baby.
Woo.
All right. That
That's
wraps
it.
it up. That's it.
That's it.
You got nothing else on Brick Smith, dude?
Nothing else.
Wowzers. Well, happy birthday, Brick Smith. I'm glad you're a guy today for
Yep.
a thing that you could be talked about on a podcast from the middle of nowhere in the middle of the country. 2 guys just talking about you.
Do you think he ever thought that a guy that played 9 games ever thought that he would be featured on a podcast?
I don't think so, because back when he was playing, podcasts probably weren't a thing.
You don't think so? In like 1981?
No, I don't think so. I think that's more of a new thing.
Okay.
Maybe, though. I don't know. I wasn't born then. They might have had podcasts back then. Who knows? Maybe they did podcasts on 8 tracks back then and then just handed them out like mixtapes. Every
It was
episode.
just called like book on cassette.
Oh, yeah. Shit. I don't know anything, bro. All right. Well,
We need to move on.
let's move on. Let us talk about this real quick. Just a little bit of money stuff. Hey, if you want to give us money, not a lot of you do. I'm calling you out. So go ahead and just, you know what? Prove me wrong. I dare you. Head on over to anchor.fm/upperdeckerpod/support to become a monthly contributor. You can donate $1, $5, or $10 a month. All of that goes back into the show. If you've been following us for a while now, you see that we've moved up. We've got StreamYard, we've got StatHead, we've got all new equipment, new microphones, new headphones, everything. And all of that has been invested by our pockets.
Right.
So it would be kind of cool to maybe make some of that money back just for the content we put out. But hey, you know what? I'm not your dad, so I won't tell you to do that.
But I am your dad, so
You are my dad. So, Dad, should I tell them to pay us?
tell him.
Guys, pay us. My dad says so.
Stand up for yourself.
And if you want to do a one-time thing, head over to paypal.me/upperdeckerpod. You could do a one-time donation there. Anything over $20 will get you a message on the show. And or you can make me, Tone, or Dan say something stupid or whatever. Basically, you're paying to put words in our mouth. Whether that be for a business, a product, or you just want us to say some dumb shit. All it's going to cost you is $20. I'll do anything for $20.
Don't tempt us.
All right. And that's the money stuff. Let's get over that. Tone, let's get into some fun shit. What do you say, bro?
Baseball.
Baseball. It's fun. I love baseball, dude.
Me too, man. Yeah, this is our first monthly recap, so we're recapping the whole season at this point. And yeah, I wanted to just take a look at the standings here first, and like we're gonna get into some surprises and stuff, but this is just this is where the AL stands at this point. I mean, I don't know if there's anything like insanely surprising.
Yeah, like Minnesota kind of jumps off the page at me, but
Sure.
we know that they were just an underperforming team last year.
Right.
And then this year they had a bunch of big acquisitions. So it's not that surprising that they're leading the pack there.
Sure.
Especially with the way, like Cleveland kind of shipped off. Kansas City hasn't done much. Detroit is still in the works of rebuilding. Chicago being in third place, though, is a little shocking, I guess.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the White Sox. We're going to talk about the Angels in the West.
Okay.
The one thing to remember, too, is we didn't start the season until April 7th. A lot of teams have had rain outs, which, by the way, I feel like MLB is just like, if there's any rain in the forecast, they're just like, we'll make it up later. Like, I don't even see rain delays anymore. I really don't. Like, if there's rain, they just call the game. So
I wonder if that has anything to do with the shortening of the season, since they suspended the first 2 weeks or whatever, if they were just like, we'll just cancel it and we'll just squeeze in a doubleheader. Don't even trip.
Yeah, I'm sure there's ins and outs of it. I'm sure, like, I would think for like interleague play, they're going to be more likely to try to get that game in because those teams aren't going to see each other again.
Right.
Whereas, if the Angels are facing the Mariners, they might be like, we face each other 14 more times this season. We can do a doubleheader.
Yeah,
at some point,
that makes sense. I don't like seeing Texas down at the bottom. I think they'll surpass Oakland at some point. But for now, dude, I'm just gonna relish on the fact that division. If you look at their logos, it says ass hat.
It does say ass hat.
So I'm just gonna be okay with that for now.
I like it. Yeah, I mean, some of these divisions, there's only 6, 7, 8 games separating the top and to the bottom. So so much of this can change so fast, and it will. Like there's no way this is how the standings are going to end up. Come August, September, October. Right. So, but let's before we dig into a few of those, let's jump over to the NL real quick. Mets are living up to their hype so far, man.
They're doing the damn thing, bro. They are doing it.
They really are. Atlanta, I know we're going to talk about it. They haven't been as good as we all thought they would and hoped they would and all that. NL Central kind of looks so far like what a lot of us thought it would look like.
I think all four of us are pretty close to that. Yeah. The only thing that we have swapped would be like Milwaukee and St. Louis, I think.
Right. And I think I think this is pretty evident of after Cincinnati made all their moves. You know what I mean? I think obviously beforehand we all had Pittsburgh in the cellar there. But,
that's true.
But yeah, once Cincinnati got rid of their whole team.
God, I just saw their record.
No one thought it'd be that bad, but I don't care. We're gonna talk about them too.
It makes a lot of sense because I saw a meme the other day saying that the Bengals have won more games in 2022 than the Reds have because they won 4 games in 2022 and they haven't played for like a month and a half or 2 months.
Those were just playoff games.
Man. Yeah.
Wow.
Brutal stuff.
Yeah.
Also, how about look at the NL West there, bro? You got 4 teams with single-digit losses.
Yeah. And Arizona's not that bad. You know what I mean?
They're just as bad as the Braves.
That's true. When you put it like that, they have the same record as the Braves. So
wild.
Yeah, but
Colorado just doing the damn thing. I love it. Love to see it. Look at them. Look at them out there. 4th place.
I don't get it, but I mean,
I've been telling you for years, bro. They got a playoff team in there. They just got to find it.
We'll see.
Garrett's got to play every day, every position, every day.
That's true.
And
he does that, they might have a shot.
Right. Okay.
All right. So let's get into some stuff here. Let's get into our biggest surprise of the season. We're going to start with Mr. Ty.
Got my boy out here, Jeff McNeil, the flying squirrel.
You like what I did there?
I do. I see that down there. Old Jeffy. You know I'm a big Jeff McNeil fan. That's my guy. He had a little disappointing of a 2021. I know a couple of our friends over there on Twitter. They had a little dark horse thing that Jeff McNeil would win MVP last year, and that was just the most atrocious call of all time, given what he did last year.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
However, he's looking very good this year so far. He's got a slash line. He's batting .361, on base .418. The dude's slugging .528, so he's got a .945 OPS right now. I mean, McNeil is just crushing. He's got a .183 OPS plus. He's got 10 RBIs and 13 runs. You know, that's not like super impressive, but it's also pretty great for a guy that's batting 8th on like a stacked ass Mets team. Like, I don't think they really expected much from McNeil this year after what he showed last year, but they did just drop old Robbie Cano today, which means they have enough faith in Mr. McNeil to play second base every day. So I'm kind of hoping that like, we'll maybe just give him like that mental security just to be like, oh, I'm just going to play second base today, bro.
Sure.
I don't have to worry about catching fly balls or fielding ground. I don't care. I just got to go out and rake and field some ground balls and call it a day.
There's got to be something to be. I don't know. I guess every player is different. Some guys might like moving around and being that like super utility guy, but there's definitely got to be something to be said for stability as well.
I mean, I'm sure there are people who are like, oh man, I love playing all these different positions. Something different every day. It's awesome. But I bet like there's got to be just something calming about showing up to the ballpark every day, knowing you just have one thing to do, and that's it.
Right. So, and whether you like it or not, the truth is it's going to provide more time for you to practice hitting because you're not working on all these other fielding mechanisms.
Exactly. Yeah, so in the 19 games that he's played this year, he's played 10 of them at second base. So it seems as though he's just going to finish that out there, I would assume, since Robbie Cano's gone. So
yeah.
It'll be cool, man. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully McNeil can keep it up. I like seeing him succeed out there. It's a whole lot of fun.
Flying squirrel.
I want to get me a black McNeil Mets jersey, by the way. I think that's next on the list.
Yeah, those black jerseys are sick.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I think they wore those the day they pitched the combined no-hitter, correct?
They did. Yeah, they wear them. It's like home game, Friday home games. They wear the black.
Friday home games. Okay. Yeah, I like that. All right. Anything else on old Jeffy?
That's it, man. Just keep doing your thing, bro.
All right. My biggest surprise so far, some people might not say it was a surprise. To me, it was a little bit of a surprise. Joe Ryan, starting pitcher for the Twins. I honestly wasn't sure what to make of him this season because he was listed at the top of the Twins rotation, but I wasn't that familiar with him. He had mediocre numbers in just 5 starts last season. He had a 4.05 ERA. This year, though, look out, dude. He's got an absolutely incredible 1.17 ERA through his first 4 starts. Also, if you take out his first start, which is essentially like, for a lot of these pitchers, it was like extension of spring training because it was short this year.
Right.
In his in that start, he went 4 innings and allowed 2 earned runs, which isn't even terrible. But if you take that out, since then, over his last 3 starts, he's allowed 1 run total, which was an Alex Verdugo solo shot.
Oh, wow.
He is pitching to a 0.47 ERA. He's got a 129 batting average against him, and he struck out 21 batters with only 2 walks.
Wow. That's awesome.
Dude is just lights out. And that flow.
Oh, the flow, dude.
Oh, man, I had no idea.
I like this kid a lot. I was kind of in the same boat as you. Like, I knew of him, but not too much about him.
Right.
I knew that he was a Rays baseball pitching product. So I had, that little kind of hitch that he was going to be pretty good at some point. So he went to Minnesota in the Nelson Cruz trade last year.
Okay.
So that's how he got up there. Other than that, I mean, I think he got drafted in like 2018. He got drafted back in 2018 by the Rays. So he's been in their system for the last 3 years, 2.5 years or whatever.
Yeah.
So whatever he could pick up on down there has obviously helped him up here because I don't know dick about the old Minnesota Twins development program. So
If I could make trades as a GM in baseball, I would trade draft picks with the Rays, but I would ask that they still go ahead and make the pick for me.
dude, absolutely. That makes so much sense.
You know?
I'll be like, hey, you know what? I'll give you Albert Pujols for a second round pick, but like just tell me who to take and you can just have Albert.
Right. Crazy stuff. All right. So our buddy Dan, his biggest surprise so far of the season has been the Los Angeles Angels. We hinted at it earlier.
Oh, it's not surprising to me, dude.
That's what I was gonna say. Do you want to take this one? Because you kind of called this a little bit.
Yeah, bro, sure. I'll just go through what Dan's got all typed out though, and then I'll kind of dig into why I think they're doing what they're doing if I don't agree, because I haven't read Dan's shit yet.
Okay. I have some notes in there as well. So
okay, cool. So they're first place in the AL West and sixth in the MLB in run differential with a plus 21. Middle of the pack team in ERA, but you know that's kind of just how they are and how they have been for years. They've got old boy Taylor Ward has been coming out swinging. We kind of expected it from like, I don't know, Jared Walsh or Brandon Marsh, you know, one of these guys. Taylor Ward has just been sneaky good all year.
Mhm.
He had a grand slam the other day, just crushed it. It was amazing. It's unreal, man. 15 games. He's leading all of MLB in average, on base, OPS, and slugging. He is not the leader because his teammate, Mr. Mike Trout, is. So they're doing all right out there. You know, with the team that they have, we've been saying it for years too. With the team that they have and the team that they have put on the field, they don't need premier pitching. Mm-hmm. So with the team pitching that they have, as long as they are like average or slightly above average, I think they're going to be okay. But that also relies on the fact that they all stay healthy. I know that we had that little health scare with old Mike Trout getting hit in the wrist earlier. Thought he was going to miss some time. Ended up just missing a few games, but now he's back. Yeah. Ohtani's off to a slow start, but he's Ohtani. He's still going to fucking crush it. No big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I haven't heard much about Rendon, if we're being honest. That's who I do want to look up real quick.
Yeah, I actually have it here. Slow start, not awful, but you know, 725 OPS, couple home runs, only batting 225. It still comes out to a 116 OPS plus. I think that's just because offense around baseball has been down.
Sure.
Real quick though, you mentioned the pitching. Their pitching is bad. I mean, I know their like team ERA is like in the middle of the pack, like Dan noted, but like there's some bright spots. One of which is Noah Syndergaard, who we were all excited about. And so far, he's got 2.12 ERA through 3 starts. That's awesome.
Love it.
The thing I love about Shohei, deceiving. 4.19 ERA, 2.10 FIP.
Oh, wow.
So he's had some off. I've never seen the difference between an ERA and a FIP be that drastic before. So
it's literally like doubled. His ERA is double his FIP.
Yeah, he's only got a 1.086 whip. So, and he's got 14 strikeouts per 9. So he's doing all the right stuff.
Right. He's
just had some bad luck. So I think Shohei's gonna drop that ERA and still be an elite pitcher.
Yeah.
And they're getting stuff. You know, Patrick Sandoval started 3 games and hasn't allowed a run yet. Like, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely awesome.
You know, I've been a big old Michael Lorenzen fan for a while too.
Yeah,
I like seeing what he's doing out there. You know, 3-1. He's got a 3.04 ERA, 1.24 ERA plus. His FIP is a little high there, but his WHIP is still hanging around about 1.1. So he's not doing terrible, not doing great, but holding his own, and that's all the Angels need as long as their bats are healthy. So
sure,
I'm excited to see what they got for the rest of the season. I mean, even guys like Max Stassi has kind of come up clutch a couple times. Like, I don't know what they got in the water out there, but you love to see it. Joe Adell's finally potentially having that breakout year we've been waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
They're just a team of misfit toys right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Reading through those names, they don't have a lot of big names other than the ones we've talked about with Shohei, Trout, Rendon, and maybe Adele. But Taylor
Right.
Ward's coming up clutch. Jared Walsh is doing his thing. Tyler fucking Wade coming over from the Yankees last year, playing second base for the Angels now, batting .298, slugging. Ooh, slugging is not great, .362. But when you got a guy named Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani who bats behind you don't really need it. So
he's not striking out though. He's getting on base. I mean, 340 on base clip. You'll take that right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's all singles and a couple doubles.
That's your job. That's your job in that lineup. You get on base, you let somebody else knock you in.
That is true.
All right, let's move on from the fun stuff. Let's talk a little disappointment real quick. How's that sound?
All right.
I'm going to get mine out of the way. I just got to do it. Got to do it early. The Atlanta Braves. Hey, boys, what's up? Like, do better. I don't know. That's all I got to say. Old Acuna made his return last week and hasn't done a whole lot, off to a little bit of a slow start, but I mean the guy did miss like 220 games, so I don't really blame him. The Braves right now sit at 10-13. They've kind of just been playing like bad baseball. Like every time I turn on one of their games, they're getting blown out, and then they make a late run to try and come back, and then they fall short, or they let up late runs and give up the lead, blow a lead, whatever. It's just not clicking how it should be. Not to mention they also lost Luke Jackson for the season. I know that's not like a huge statistical piece, but it's like charismatically, like he was a huge part of that team, especially in that late deep playoff run last year, obviously, which they won the World Series. But Luke Jackson was just lights out throughout the playoffs, and now here he is coming out having to have Tommy John, so missing out on him is not good. The Braves also have a negative 14 run differential in those 23 games, so obviously we're going to have to change that, score a little more, let up a little less. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But they're also just like losing to bad teams, which I think goes along with that playing bad baseball I was talking about. So they've lost 2 to Cincinnati, a team who has 3 wins on the season. 2 of them are against the reigning World Series champions, which you don't like to see that at all.
Right.
They've lost 2 to Washington, who's whatever, and 2 to Texas, who's a last place team. So you got to win those games. You've got to be able to squeeze those out, and that way, if you are playing the Mets or whatever, you can let one slide here and there. But you got to hit the potential on those lower tiered teams.
They got a handful of like lopsided games too, going both ways. I noticed they back towards the beginning of the season, they lost 11-2.
Right.
Then they won the next game 16-4.
Mm-hmm.
Then 2 games later, they lost 12-1.
Right.
So they just need to settle down, and they've got the talent. They'll be fine. I'm not guaranteeing how far they'll go in the playoffs or anything like that, but they'll be fine.
Right. I mean, I think a lot of it is the pitching too, kind of like you alluded to earlier. The first couple starts of the season this year are going to be like an extended spring training type thing because it was cut short.
Right.
Like Ian Anderson's got a 4.66 ERA. Bryce Elder finally getting a break at camp, and he's coming in with a 4.74. Old Uncle Charlie Morton, big yikes, sitting there at a flat 7 ERA. So got to do a little better there. Max Fried's sitting about 3.05, I believe. So that's good to see that your ace is still holding it down, but still has to get better because their team ERA is a 4.27, which is 23rd in MLB right now. That is above only Cincinnati, Washington, Pittsburgh, Kansas City, Texas, Colorado, and Chicago.
Dang.
A lot of very low-tiered teams right there, and you're just getting beat out by all of these guys. There are a few bright sides. They're 3rd in Ks total in major leagues, so they're still striking people out. Okay. But they're also the 6th highest amount of walks, so they walk 3.8 batters per 9.
So Yeah, strikeouts and walks. I don't think that's what that pitching staff should be aiming for.
Right.
Obviously, they're not aiming for walks, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
Right.
I think they just need to attack the strike zone, and they've
Exactly.
got a hell of a defense behind them.
Right. I think the pitchers are either they're just not dialed in yet, or they're trying to do too much.
Sure.
You know. So we'll see. Also, I was kind of talking to you about this the other day. I have a weird feeling there's a little bit of bad chemistry going on right now.
Yeah.
We saw Mr. Albie scream and yell at Marcell Ozuna on the base paths the other day, and
Yeah.
you know, you were the one to say it. Like, you can't do that stuff on the field. Like, it doesn't matter how frustrated you are.
You can't, and I'm Team Ozzy in that situation as far as like who won the argument, but the argument never should have happened on the field.
Never publicly like that, right?
Right.
At least take it to the dugout, have a conversation there, whatever. Don't be screaming back and forth across the field to each other. It was brutal. So for those of you that don't know, who didn't see, there was a pass ball. Marcell Ozuna was at third base, not paying attention, took a couple steps, ran back. Ozzy was trailing him. Ozzy had to run back to second, and then Ozzy was like, bro, just fucking pay attention. What are you doing? You can't be over there lollygagging. Like, you have to know, you have to be on your feet and ready to go. That's all I said. And then Marcell was like, fucking waving him off and shit.
Right.
Which only obviously would escalate that situation. But I still think they'll be fine. Like you said, they're a great team. We'll see what happens. Just the first month.
For sure. A lot of time to put stuff together.
Yep.
So, all right, let's go to my biggest disappointment so far in the season. For me, it's got to be the White Sox. You know, for a team that I think most of us had them going pretty deep into the playoffs, if not winning the World Series this year, they're not off to a super great start. They're 9-13 with a negative 21 run differential, which is the third worst in the American League.
Woof.
Run differential, not record, but
right.
Just about every hitter on their team, not named Tim Anderson, is underperforming. Yasmani Grandal, Mr. On base percentage, right? We've talked about that. Is like stupid on base.
Right.
His on base is sitting at 254 right now.
Ooh,
with a 495 OPS. Not good
brutal.
at all. So even when he is hitting, he's just hitting a few singles here and there. So, you know, their pitching stats like starter ERA, bullpen ERA, stuff like that, all kind of middle of the road. But like with the names they have, they've got to be better. They've got a lot of good pitchers, so I don't think middle of the road is good enough there.
Right.
I will give it to them that they're missing guys like Eloy Jimenez and Lance Lynn. But again, this roster is absolutely loaded. It's built so that when even their best players like that go down, they've got enough guys to step up and still win ball games, and they're just not doing that so far. All that said, it's they're only like a short win streak away from jumping over 500. And even though Minnesota's kind of jumped out early in the AL Central, this isn't exactly like a powerhouse division.
Right.
I still expect them to win the division and make a run in the postseason. I
agree.
But
it kind of also is not great when you see your big time closer, Mr. Liam Hendricks, rocking a 5.4 ERA right now. So even if you do get to those late games and it's tight and you're holding it, if you can't trust your closer to hold down at this point, I mean, it's only going to get worse from there. I know he blew a game the other day.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. We'll see.
Not to like open up a whole other thing, but man, the amount of money they spent on him, the amount of money they've spent on their bullpen or the players they've given up to acquire other players via trade or whatever, but the amount that they've invested in their bullpen, I just don't know. I mean, I know you got to go out there and you got to get some names, right? But like this day and age, unless your name is Josh Hader, who we're going to talk about later, I don't know if I'm paying crazy money for any bullpen piece.
Right.
We've seen it over and over again. Like these guys have amazing year or 2 or 3 years even in a row. They get paid and then they suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
right. I don't know. You're also on the bad end of that because you've seen it multiple times with a Mr. Brett Cecil and like an Andrew Miller type. So,
yeah.
I mean, I get it, bro. I get it. And It also doesn't help when you see guys like, Mr. Keuchel pictured there. He's got an 8.4 ERA.
He's real bad.
He's brutal, man. I don't know if he's washed. I don't know what's going on, but he is not good. None of his numbers are good. In 4 games, he's got 15 innings pitched, a 6.82 FIP. His WHIP is 2.333. He averages 14 and a half hits per 9. Almost 7 walks per 9.
Wow.
He They
He doesn't strike guys out either, so there's not even. It's not even like, oh well, he has that going for him, like,
right? Nah, they got to figure something out. But on the bright side, they do have Giolito, who came back and it looks great. Kopech has finally been living up to Kopech shit, and Dylan Cease is kind of rocking middle of the pack right now. But I think we'll only get better once they start stretching him out a little more. So
I wonder if Keuchel will be the odd man out when Lance Lynn comes back.
I would not doubt it,
as opposed to moving Kopech back to the bullpen.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. He's the worst by far, statistically. Right. So I wouldn't mind seeing him go and replace with a little old Lance Lynn. But you got a guy like that. That slots your Vince Velasquez back to your fifth slot, right? Ain't that crazy?
I can only picture him as a Philly.
Me too.
I don't even know if he's played for other teams other than these two.
I don't think so. It throws me off every time I see his name.
That's so
there.
weird, huh? All right, I'm going to talk about Dan's biggest disappointment, and that is the Cincinnati Reds. It's weird because disappointing. Like, we knew they were going to be bad. We knew they were a shit show.
Right.
But here we are, and it's still like,
oof,
man. Like, first, and I can't remember if we talked about it on the show, but Dan had in his notes here. I wanted to mention it. The stuff that their president said. Have we talked about that on Upper Decker?
I don't think we have. Nope.
Yeah. So the not super new news, but their president and the son of the owner, Phil Castellini, comes out with the now infamous "Where are you gonna go?" quote in response to the team's brutal offseason, basically talking to his fans and saying like, "You're stuck with us. What are you gonna do?" And so far, they're like, "Well, we're not gonna go to games."
Right.
I'm pretty sure I don't have it in front of me, but I'm pretty sure they already set like a low attendance record for the team or for that stadium or something like that. People aren't going to the games, and I don't blame them. I would absolutely not spend $1 to support that team right now.
No way, dude.
It's embarrassing. And I just finally went to Cincinnati this last summer, and it's such a cool city. I enjoyed the stadium, the whole downtown area. The fans were really nice. They got all hyped up on the Bengals train this past offseason, or this past baseball offseason, and then thinking maybe they have an okay team at least in the Reds, and then they just
sell everyone,
ship them all away.
Everybody, literally everybody,
and then just make a complete mockery of the game,
right?
Not only by doing it, but the attitude afterward.
And apparently, did you see that Castellanos came out the other day and he was like, "Yeah, the Reds never even called me." He opted out of his contract and he was like, "They never even called me back."
Wow.
Yeah. So they obviously weren't trying to do anything, which is crazy because you've got a guy like Votto who, Votto deserves so much better, but he's been like a perennial MVP caliber type guy. I mean, pictured here is Jonathan India, your reigning rookie of the year.
Right.
And you're just going to be like, oh, well, sorry, guys. We're going to go ahead and flip that script, get rid of everybody you just fucking fell in love with. And now here's a bunch of nobodies. How's that sound?
I mean, yeah, it's really bad just going up and down their roster. I mean, there's so many players that I literally don't even recognize. The ones I do aren't performing well at all. I love Votto to death. He's got a OPS plus of 20.
Oh my God.
Season. 20. He's 80% worse than the average major league player this season. He's got a 413 OPS. The only player with an OPS plus over 100 is Tyler Stevenson, who's on the IL.
Right. Yeah. Unreal. I hope something happens there. Whether, that guy gets hit by a bus or, something. But
yeah, I hope for the city, I hope something happens, but I don't want to see that guy have any success. I hope he's like forced to sell the team because Cincinnati riots or something.
Right. Yeah.
And then the next owner comes in and they have a great team. Like
Exactly.
So
Get you a little Cohen action in there.
yeah, there you go. Right. Just like a rich fan.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, my dude. Let's talk about our favorite moments so
All right,
far.
Bro. Let's do it.
From the 2022 season from this last month.
Ooh. This was tight.
It's a good one.
We were both sitting there watching this at dinner one night.
Yep.
So my favorite moment of the season so far is Jazz Chisholm's home run on the very next pitch after he was arguing with Phil Cuzzy about getting in the box. So a little backstory. I think I'll be able to have the video play here in just a second, but a little backstory. It was an 0-2 count. First pitch was high. Jazz didn't think it was a strike, so whatever. Kind of argued it a little bit. Second pitch came right down the middle, and he just couldn't pull the string on it because it wasn't what he was guessing. And then he was saying shit to Cuzzy. Cuzzy was like, get in the box. What are you doing? Get in the box. Let's go. And you'll see Yachty's like, bro, pitch the ball. Let's go. Cuzzy's calling he's calling, let's play ball right now, which I don't know, like, how that works even because, like, he wasn't in the batter's box, so I don't know how, whatever. I don't fucking know. Baseball's weird sometimes. But Jazz was arguing back and forth, finally steps in, gets the next pitch, and just crushes it. So here's that. It's Cuzzy clapping at him, trying to get him to hurry up. Jazz is like, hey, bro, calm down, bro. I'm coming. Yachty's freaking out. Pitch the damn ball. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Time.
Right. So now, old Brooks takes his time, gets that rosin, dude. Jazz is still chirping.
Former Cardinal Aaron Brooks.
Oh, really? They get rid of him?
They DFA'd him today.
Oof. And here it is, inside. Bing bong. Catch you on the flip. And Jazz, of course, has to rip the pose so hard. Very Ken Griffey-esque, dude.
Yeah.
Like that swing and the follow-through, it's just fucking beautiful.
He's so exciting, man.
I'll stop it once we see that Euro step at home.
Ben Verlander came out with a list. The list was kind of garbage, but it was a list of the top 5 most exciting players. Most electric players in baseball. There you go.
Ooh.
There you go.
Euro stepping around Cuzzy, bro.
Hell yeah.
It's still chirping, too.
Yeah, it's 5 most electric players in baseball, and he had Jazz Chisholm as number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was Chisholm, Tatis. I forget. He had numbers 4 and 5. I was kind of like, huh? But
I remember Pete Alonso was one of them.
Yeah, I don't like that one. I love Pete Alonso. I don't
Right.
think he's electric.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's just kind of a big dummy, but like a teddy bear at the same time,
Right.
But
all right, brother. That's all I got. I thought that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
I think he's really good for the game. I love
Yes.
Jazz. I love Jazz through and through.
Those
He is.
cleats.
Oh yeah, dude. He's just everything he
Matching
does
hair.
is just so style, just so fucking swag, dude. He's the epitome of swag. It's amazing.
The epitome of swag is him in their City Connect jerseys.
Oh my god, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. All right, my dude. My favorite moment, I had to go with kind of a gimme here.
Sure.
Miggy's 3,000th hits, just so freaking cool, man.
Mhm.
You gotta love Miguel Cabrera. It's kind of a there it is. You got it.
I got it, bro.
You got it, dude. I just love how excited he was, and
Me too, man.
the fans are so excited.
My favorite part about it is Jose Iglesias running over to hug him. Longtime teammates here.
Yeah.
Here it comes. Oh, look at him.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's so cool, man.
And it doesn't really have anything to do with that, but Iglesias has kind of been through it lately, so like I guess being there and seeing his buddy hit that 3,000th, like that had to have felt good. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a big deal, and like the way the game is trending. And I have no issue with the way the game is trending, but it's just different,
Right.
And I saw a question posed the other day about who could be the next current of the active players, who could be the next player to reach 3,000.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at the list, and there's some absolute first ballot Hall of Famers on this list.
Right.
That I don't know if they're going to get to 3,000 hits. Any of them.
Right.
Any of them. Not to say it'll never be done again, but Miggy's the 33rd player in MLB history, and he's only the 7th player to collect 3,000 hits and 500 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
So he's in that group with Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Eddie Murray, Rafael Palmeiro, some guy named Albert Pujols, and Alex Rodriguez. So
That's so crazy.
pretty cool stuff, man.
I know that Miggy has been great for so long, but do you feel like he's also kind of been slept on just for how like consistent he really fucking has been his entire career?
Yeah, I mean he had some injury. His career kind of, without going to a different team right in the middle. I mean, he left the Marlins. Well, I don't know. How long was he? Look up how long he was with the Marlins.
Yep, I got you.
I want to say like 4 or 5 years, but
yeah.
His career kind of mimics Pujols in a sense. Like just first 10, 11, 12 years, just absolute dominance. That's where he put up the bulk of his numbers. And then
first 5 seasons were with Florida.
Okay, 5 seasons. So, definitely some injuries like Pujols in the latter half of his career. Just some subpar years, stat-wise, but he's just still there doing his thing, And
he received MVP votes in every single one of his first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 seasons, including winning 2 of them. Coming in second place once.
To Trout.
To Trout. 5th twice, 4th once. Like, all of those years were also all-stars, silver sluggers, everything. I mean, you talk about black marks. I mean, it's not like some of the greats that we've seen, but like,
sure.
Looking back at 2013, that was his Triple Crown year.
Right.
So he led the league in batting average, on base, slugging, OPS, and OPS plus. Oh, that's not even his fucking Triple Crown year. His Triple Crown year was 2012, where he led in home runs, RBIs, average, slugging, OPS, total bases, and won MVP both of those seasons.
Wow.
Just an unreal hitter, bro.
I mean, yeah, top 10 hitter, top 5 hitter of our lifetime.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean,
I wouldn't even doubt that. I mean, we've seen Albert Pujols. If Albert would have just stayed a little bit more consistent later on, it would be like a no doubt, no brainer. Albert Pujols, best hitter of our generation.
Yeah, Miggy will finish with an average above 300 still when he hangs it up.
Right, crazy.
Wow.
Yep. Well, speaking of Albert, let's talk about old Dan's favorite moment. Of course, he's got to go with the Homer Boomer pick. Look at this fucking idiot. He's just like, oh, yeah, Albert Pujols came back.
Hey, I'm loving it, dude.
I am loving it, too.
It's so cool. I flipped on the game today while I was working, and like, just watching those 3. That's not a shot from today, but watching those 3 staying at the top step, goofing off, playing little pranks on each other, just having fun, and like they're playing good baseball too for the most part. So,
well, how about this, bro? How about his first home run back with the Cardinals? Got them high socks on.
The high socks, dude.
Crushing a ding dong off Daniel Lynch, dude. Bink.
Look at that crowd, man.
I know, losing it. It's just a good feeling, like a nice little heartfelt little scenario here, and
and Ollie Marmol and the staff, they're using him the right way. They're not putting him in there too. Oh yeah, that's cool. They're not putting him in there too much. They're letting him play against lefties. They're really trying to give guys like Corey Dickerson and Lars Nootbaar a shot. I think Nootbaar actually just got sent down, but they gave him some shots.
Right.
They're doing what they said they were going to do. And I'm glad, because there's a lot of naysayers to Pujols coming back to St. Louis saying he's washed up, he's not going to do anything. It's like, let him use him the right way and he'll perform.
Right. It doesn't even matter. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. He's here. He's happy. He's going to hit somehow. He's going to do whatever he can to get this team to win. It's not like he's just going to be like, oh, well, I'm here for the money, because he's fucking not.
And there's something to be said about just being in a happy position and just, enjoying where you're at and all that. So.
Exactly. And knowing that the 3 pictured here, Yachty, Adam, Wainwright, and Pujols, are all going out the same year. They all know that they're done. This is it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, Waino hasn't confirmed it yet.
Oh, he hasn't?
He's the only one that hasn't confirmed it. And
Got it.
Jim Edmonds, among other people, think that Yachty is full of shit and he's going to come back for another year or two. But we'll see. I don't know.
Well, if he does, then Pujols got to come back too,
Right.
bro. Unreal. Especially if Pujols doesn't hit 700 by the end of the season and needs like 5 or whatever.
I know.
Bring him
right?
back next year at minimum, dude. It don't even matter.
Yeah.
Put him in 15 games. He's gonna have 30 at bats just swinging out of his fucking shoes. It'll be amazing.
I'm here for it, man. I don't know if I want to see. I think this is a great way for the three of them to go out. Not saying like hope Wainwright retires, but like
I hope he does.
I kind of just hope it ends like this, and hopefully we have a good playoff run or something like that.
Mhm.
And I think if you come around and do it next year, it's kind of like, all right, this is kind of overplayed a little bit. So
Right, that's fair.
all right, man, let's move on to our
Yep.
last category, our last question, and that is, who is your fantasy MVP?
Yeah, bro. We'll wrap it up here with this. I gotta talk about my boy Pablo.
PD Pop.
Oh God, big Pablo fan over here, brother. You know that. In 4 starts this year. Listen, I knew Pablo was gonna be good.
Mhm.
I didn't think he'd be this good, literally
Mhm.
ever in his entire career.
Mhm.
So in his first 4 starts right now, he's 3-0 with a .39 ERA. He's thrown 23 innings, got 23 Ks, 4 walks. His ERA plus, excuse me,
Am I reading that right?
you're reading it very correctly, is 1,012 is his ERA plus. It's fucking absurd.
So he's 912% better than the average pitcher.
912% better than the average pitcher, brother.
I know it's
So-
early, and that will obviously change, but holy shit.
Yeah. I also had listed in here, I think I kind of jinxed him a little bit. So he's got the ERA plus of 1,012. He's got a 7.29 whip, and he's yet to give up a home run, except for he did today on the way. Literally on the way home, I was checking my fantasy. Don't text to drive, kids. It's not good.
Nope.
I was checking my fantasy, and I saw that his ERA shot up to 54 on the day because he gave up a 2-run home run in the first inning. And I was like, no, bro, I was just going to talk good about you tonight, my guy. David Peralta hit a 2-run ding-dong off of him. Fucking Arizona.
Peralta.
But, yeah, so Pablo Lopez looks like he's about 30, 35, but, he's 26, man.
Yeah.
He's going to stick around for quite some time, and I think he's still going to get better from here, which is unheard of.
That rotation is disgusting.
It's fucking filthy.
It might be, I'm not saying it's the best yet, but it might be my favorite rotation in all of baseball.
100%. I mean, you've got old Jesus Lizard starting to do things again.
He's been good, dude.
Right. People are sleeping on old Jesus Lizard down there. Who else we got? Obviously, Sandy A. Eliezer Hernandez. I mean, I'm real big on that guy, but it's just not seeming to pan out for him.
Yeah, not yet, but there's time.
Right. I mean, he's only 27. He's only a year older than Pablo, so it's not like, whatever. Trevor Rogers having a little bit of a down year after the stellar year last year, but
Sure.
he's got plenty of time to figure that out as well.
And
They're all
he's
so
only 24
young.
also, so
Right. They're all so young.
And
You got
by the way, there's that whole guy named Sixto Sanchez.
23.
Oh, no.
23 years old. And then Edward Cabrera, even. He's another name to watch. He is supposed to be an absolute stud. He's 24. Let's see what we got. So in the minors, all 6 seasons, we're just going to look at averages here. He's got a 3.5 ERA. Not terrible. That's in 79 games. So he started 68 of those. I mean, you hold up a 3.5 over 2 seasons in the majors.
Yeah.
That's not a bad 4.5 guy right there. But he's got a crazy K per 9. Average throughout all of minors is 9.6, but he's gone as high as 15.8, 16.5, 14.7. Like,
Wow.
he can strike people out like no other, man. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
that's crazy.
They just got what was the saying they used to say? God bless it. Who was it? Got a whole plethora of arms down there. We could throw the barn at them or some shit.
Oh, yeah.
I forget who that was.
I know what you're talking about. I've heard that. And they're the two biggest like offensive core members, like guys that are coming up through the organization, Jazz and Jesus Sanchez are both 24 also. So there's a lot of bright years ahead for the Marlins if they're willing to spend a little money to complement those pieces. And that's the question. But.
Right.
All right, dude. My fantasy MVP, we mentioned his name earlier. It's Josh Hader. Holy shit, man.
Yeah,
he's so good. And I truly believe he's the only since Mariano Rivera. Like, I can't think of another reliever that you can put out there any day and you just know without any doubt, you know what he's going to do for you.
Right.
You know? Let's see. He's had 10 appearances this year. All 10 of them were saves.
Mm-hmm.
He's in those 10 appearances, he's only allowed 2 hits.
Oh my God.
4 walks, no runs of any kind, earned or unearned, 15 strikeouts. In the ESPN points league that I'm in, that you're also in, he has 107 points already this season, which is the second most of any reliever in baseball, next to Jordan Romano, who doesn't have as good of like average base statistics as Hader does. He just had more save opportunities because of the Blue Jays. He's got the 3rd highest of any pitcher on my team behind Corbin Burns and Joe Ryan, who we talked about earlier. And he has more points than any hitter on my team other than Austin Riley and Manny Machado.
That's insane.
And my team is undefeated, by the way, so it's not like it's a garbage team. So, he is doing the damn thing. He's definitely been my personal fantasy MVP. So,
hey, guess how fucking old he is?
32.
28.
Oh God, that's awesome. That's so awesome. Have we talked? I know we do this often where we realize like how a player came to get acquired by a team or that kind of thing. Are you familiar with his transaction history?
I am. Hold on.
Okay, you think of it because I don't have it pulled up right now, so I'm going to butcher it. But let me pull it up. It's very interesting. I don't remember if we've discussed it on the show.
The Astros. He came over from the Astros. But he debuted with Milwaukee, I think, right?
He
got traded.
Pitched for Milwaukee in the big leagues,
but he got traded like 2 or 3 times prior to debut.
Yep, he was drafted by the Orioles in the 19th round in 2012.
Oh wow!
And he signed with them right after the draft. He was traded by them to the A's they traded him in a competitive balance round A pick to the Astros for Bud Norris.
Oh wow.
And then
I got it pulled up now. This is crazy.
Yeah, and then the Astros traded him, Adrian Hauser, Brett Phillips, and Domingo Santana as part of the Mike Fiers and Carlos Gomez trade.
Wow, dude.
Yeah. It makes sense now, but like I don't think I knew that. And then Josh Hader's just so good, and I was like all over his page today, just like look at his stuff, and I love the similarity scores.
Yep, I'm looking at that right now.
The most similar by age 24, Aroldis Chapman. Age 25, Aroldis Chapman. 26, Billy Wagner. 27, Billy Wagner. Those are some big names to be compared to. Man.
Absolutely, man. I mean, on like the Jaws report that they always do there, he's like the 79th best relief pitcher of all time.
And he's maybe halfway through his career?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, if you look up at it, like, I was looking at his career numbers because for some reason it just kind of like slipped by. His career numbers, he's got an 11.2 WAR, which is okay. I mean, 6 years so far. You're also a reliever. You're not going to stack up crazy WAR.
I'm kind of wondering like what the top end is for relievers. But...
Right. I mean, I think look up Mariano. I think he was right about 60. I think 60 or like 80 or some shit.
56.
There we go. See,
so that's the peak. That's got to be number one or close to it.
Right.
So,
but Hader's got a career 2.19 ERA, 242 games. He's got 106 saves. In 242 games, he's also got 291 innings pitched, which is also something crazy that he does. He always pitches more than that one inning. He's not just just the ninth guy. Like they can pull him in for the eighth and the ninth, or the last 2 outs of the eighth and the ninth. But what stands out most to me is that whip, dude. Career whip, .847.
His whip, and it's early. He's got a long way to go. He's got to probably have a few down years like later in his career, but his current whip and ERA are better than Rivera.
That's insane. What about that K per 9? Hader's got a 15.3 career K.9.
Jeez, dude. Rivera only had an 8.2.
Yeah, so...
I mean, that sounds like I'm taking stuff away from Rivera.
Nah.
Rivera is the Major League Baseball all-time leader in ERA+.
Right.
So, but
Yeah.
the fact that Hader can even be mentioned in that category is just absolutely insane.
I mean, just in the 6 years that he's been pitching, I'm going to go through his K per 9.
Mm-hmm.
12.8, 15.8, 16.4, 14.7, 15.6, 14.5. The lowest of his career was a 12.8, which is higher than like elite starters nowadays, which again, he's not throwing 6-7 innings, but still, man, he's just unhittable. He's untouchable.
Wow. And I'm like, I'm looking at all sorts of stuff up
Me too,
now.
dude. Well, I remember not too long ago we were doing a little bit of trivia stuff, and there were only like 100 something closers in history that had 100+ saves in their career.
Yeah.
And Hader's already got 106 in the 6 seasons.
Jeez, man.
He's going to go down as one of the best relief
Yeah.
pitchers of all time.
Yeah, for sure. I hope he doesn't have a hard drop off like guys like Kimbrel and
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hope he just kind of stays good and then, declines a little bit in his older years.
I mean,
but
even your boy Aroldis Chapman's dropped off pretty hard, so
yeah.
because you remember how good he was, right? Remember how many times we talked about how good he was? I had to rib you a little bit, bro. I had to. I had to. But yeah, man, I don't know. That's fun stuff. Go check out Josh Hader's shit because his whole page is fucking unheard of. Also, I don't know why I'm fucking broadcasting for a major league pitcher. Go check out his TikTok, dude. His TikTok's tight.
Ooh, nice.
Dude, it's so sick. He's just like hanging out with Corbin Burns. Like there's a day where Corbin Burns got his Cy Young and Hader got his reliever of the year award. They just like showed up and they were walking around holding these awards, and Hader's like, "Yeah, I got like 3 of these at home, brother." And Corbin's like, "Well, I got a Cy Young, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro." But it was just hilarious. It's pretty funny to see.
That's awesome. Real quick, sorry, I was trying to pull this up and I finally got what I wanted. So
Okay.
I've got Josh Hader versus Mariano Rivera stats compared through their first 6 seasons.
Okay.
Because that's what Hader's. Oh, I guess that's what Hader's in now, but
That's okay.
still, so way more games for Rivera. But as far as the average statistics, ERA Hader 2.19, Rivera 2.63. ERA plus Hader 196, Rivera 180. FIP Hader 2.56, Rivera 3.14.
Wow.
WHIP 0.847 for Hader and 1.11 for Rivera. So, and that 6 seasons only takes Hader through age 28, and that took Rivera through 30.
Wow.
So at this point in their career, Hader's 2 years younger than Rivera and has better stats.
How many games has Hader started?
Started?
Yep.
None.
Yeah, see. You're talking shit on GOAT for no reason, bro.
I know.
Mariano started 10 his rookie year, got lit the fuck up.
Yeah. He did.
Well,
Crazy.
yes, sir. That is it, though, I think, for the old April review, yeah?
Yeah, dude.
All right, man. I'm going to go ahead and eat this Reese's Peanut Butter Cup because ain't nobody listening to this shit. You know what I mean?
I do.
Whatever. So, with that being said, hey, if you do want to listen to us, guess what? We are live streaming every Monday from Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. All of that is at Upper Decker Pod.
Mm-hmm.
It's generally about 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Central Time. Kind of depends. We usually put out a tweet a little bit before, a little bit after. So feel free to join us every Monday. Just kind of write it into your schedules. We're also on Instagram and TikTok for all of that's under Upper Decker Pod as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to put out a bunch more content we want y'all to see. So that's where you'll go to watch us. If you want to listen to us, Tone, tell them where to listen to us, and I'm going to not do anything stupid this week, I promise.
I'm just not even going to look at you because...
I'm literally looking down. I'm not looking at anything.
You can listen to us anywhere you would like, any streaming platform that is. Search for Upper Decker Podcast on
Good save.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever else. While you were there, please leave us a review or a rating. If you're able to leave us a comment and tell us how awesome we're doing, we appreciate that. If you can leave us 5 stars, we appreciate that. You can also support us financially. Ty talked a little bit about donations earlier, but once again, you can go to anchor.fm/upperdeckerpod/support. You can sign up to donate $1, $4.99, $9.99 a month, or you can do a one-time donation via...
That's PayPal, dude. That's paypal.me/upperdeckerpod.
Yes.
That is a one-time donation. That's where you do that at.
And you can also buy merch.
I was going to bring up merch earlier, but I wanted to get into the thick of the meat and potatoes of the episode. You can buy merch, man. I tell you what, that is a good way to go because it both supports us and puts a shirt on your back very literally. So go buy some merch. Go do that. It supports us. We can put all that money back into the show and make this whole thing a whole lot better for you guys out there. And that's really the main goal at the end of this. I don't give a shit about being rich, dude. I just want people to enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Upperdeckerpod.com.
That's where it's at. Go buy stuff, give us money, love us, reviews and ratings. Big. I ask you guys about money all the time, give you shit for not giving us money. Go do reviews. Literally the easiest thing of all time and helps us way more than anything you could imagine. Do a review.
Yes. Last piece of content for this episode.
Oh, yes.
I was so excited about Josh Hader
That we skipped Dan. I don't
we
even care.
skipped Dan. So real quick, his fantasy MVP is Anthony Rizzo. He's having an excellent season, and that's all we need to say.
All right. Good job, Rizzo. Good job, Dan. Way to pick him. Proud of you, brother.